Hello guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a horror movie review. Tonight we're looking at a gem, a really cool horror film. It seems to be forgotten about, not by just fans, but also by companies. Nobody seems to have picked it up because in the UK it's still only available on DVD over here. And we're talking about Umberto Lenzi's Ghost House. Now, this is on the Vipco label, uh, and this is the only way you can really get it here in the UK. Now, I'm not sure if it's on import, but it's only available here in the UK on that Vipco DVD. This is one of his. This is in the latter part of the Italian horror extravaganza that happened. This came out around about 1988, and it's based in America. The film starts with this family at a house supposed to be in the 1960s, and they are uh, it's sort of like an oldish man with a young girl daughter and an oldish sort of woman mother. Anyway, the old man starts looking for the girl around the house and he can't find her. And then he starts hearing this bizarre sort of music, which you hear throughout the film. It's like a sort of clown, sort of wind up sort of music. And you hear this and he goes down towards the cellar and he finds their cat dead. It's been killed and sort of like cut open, and he carries on through the cellar, and then he finds in the corner his daughter, and so she's standing there holding a knife. So he decides he's going to punish her by locking her into the cellar. So he goes out and the girl's in there in the dark, and then we see the appearance of the clown doll. There's a clown doll in this one. Anyway, then we see the mother and father getting murdered upstairs. In a few minutes later, the father gets his sort of throat slit and stuff like this, and the mother comes in the room screaming, finds him dead on the floor, and then the mirror starts pulsating with the music that starts again, and it smashes, and she gets it all in her face and her eyes all ruined, and then she also gets a knife to the neck and then dies. And then the film sort of cuts to the sort of like future, if you like, the 80s, and we see our our main heroes of the film, a boyfriend and a girlfriend. He's into sort of like radios, CBs and stuff like this. And he seems to have picked up on his radio a recording of someone shouting for help, and then screams, and then the bizarre music going on behind it. And they don't know what it is, and it sort of spooks them out, and they sort of jibber jabber on about it for about 10 minutes while she makes chili. She seems to be making chili for the first 20 minutes of the film. And then they decide to investigate where this recording has come from. So off they go in their car. It's all set around Boston and the outskirts of Boston. And they go off in their car, and then we meet a weird sort of hitchhiker on the way, this black dude who they pick up and they sort of transport him towards some sort of eatery that he wants to go to and drop him off and sort of thing. And he starts saying, "No, you should believe in ghosts," and all this sort of thing. Anyway, they go off, and then the two guys turn up at the house. They turn up at the house where the murders happened, and they go in because it's been deserted. Because we meet some a crazy Ralph sort of type guy outside, and he tells them not to go in there. It's been deserted for years and all this. But of course they go in there. And whilst they're sort of searching around the house, there's a few sort of little jump scares happen and all this sort of crazy things happen. And when they're upstairs, they hear a noise coming from the attic. So they go up to the attic, and lo and behold, there they find a CB radio. And as they're sort of like looking at the radio, a guy turns up with like a knife. "What are you doing up here?" sort of thing. And then they start having a conversation, and they play him the tape. They recorded the message that they got on their radio, and they played it to him, and it's his voice. And he says, "Oh, the scream sounds like my sister." But we didn't make those. That's not us saying those things. We didn't do no tape. We didn't do any comments like that. It was done last night because we've only just set it up. So, you know, it couldn't have been. Anyway, so this confusing bit goes on. And they start to go and have a look on the roof, the two guys at the aerial. And then the music starts playing. And the girl hears it and she goes down towards the cellar. And then she goes down to the cellar and once again the music gets louder and louder and louder, and all these sort of bottles, glass bottles in the cellar start pulsating and they all start exploding. And then the washing machine in the cellar goes around and she sees a head in there. So the guys go rushing down because she's screaming away. They go rushing down, but there's nothing there. So again, she's hidden down in a corner. So they decide now they're going to investigate what's going on with this house, because it seems strange they're getting these strange messages, these strange events are happening. So what is happening? Is this house haunted? Is it haunted by this family in the past? Or is it something to do with the clown, puppet, doll? Or is it something to do with the groundsman, you know, the crazy Ralph guy? Because we catch him spying on them. You need to watch it and find out. It's an amazing horror film. It's really, really cool. And like I said, the only way you can pick this film up, sadly, is on this Blu-ray edition. This is the film that terrified audiences around the world. I don't know about that because I can't remember it too well. I've had this since I started my Vipco collections way back in the 90s, I think. Can't remember when I got this DVD, but I had it from way back then. And I've still got it today. And I thought, you know what? I remember quite enjoying it, and I'm going to dig out because no one ever talks about it, and I've never seen anybody else sort of like have it in any top 10 or anything like that. And I just think it seems to be lost almost because no company's picked it up. 88 Films, Shameless, Arrow, no one has picked this film up over the years. And why? I don't know. Because it's one of Umberto Lenzi's best, I think. I think it's absolutely fantastic film. And it's really, really cool. It plays out really well. It's quite well acted for what it is, an Italian horror film. It's a good storyline. The storyline's really compelling and it does grip you. It's got some good gore in the film, as you may have seen by some of the clips, and it actually still looks really quite nice on the Vipco DVD. So you might be able to pick this up quite cheap somewhere. I don't know how much it goes online or CX, but it's definitely worth a pickup if you can, especially if you love Italian horror films. So this one's, it seems to have been forgotten about and just gone by and by over the years. And it's a shame, really, because I'm going to score this an amazing watch and give it an 8 out of 10. It's a fantastic film. It's that good. It's definitely worth a pickup. So it's really, really cool. It's a kind of haunted house with a sort of like demonic sort of background and a sort of supernatural sort of feel to it, and it's got quite a bit of gore in there. And it's a really good sort of like almost end of the Italian era horror film. And it's a shame that it's not been picked up by anyone because I think it's great. Ghost House, 8 out of 10. Any of you guys seen it? If you have, let me know down below. You might well have it. Some of the big collectors that I follow, like Horror Hands and that, they probably do have this film. But it's such a cool film, and it's definitely worth a pickup. It's a really I was just compelled to it. I really forgot how good this film was until I was just going through some of my DVDs and I just saw Ghost House and I thought, I haven't watched that since I probably watched it twice when I had it back in the day, and I've not seen it for, I don't know, 25 years now or something like that. And that's why I thought I'm going to revisit it. And it looks good and it plays well. And I probably enjoyed it because I've not seen it for so long. And it's got so many sort of tick boxes for Italian horror. So it's definitely worth checking out. But until then, check out some other horror channels. Check out Horror Hands, Horror Geek, Man v Film, RS Design, Pizzawell. I'm Ice Lord, Cat Watches Horror Movies, Grumpy Angel's Haunted House, and The Maniac. Get a massive shout out to my lad. Till next time, look after yourselves, look after one another, and I really hope I'll see you all soon.